from Doggy U, and if you haven't visited my channel before, I'm a service dog trainer, guide dog trainer instructor, as well as a trick dog trainer, and I travel all over the country placing guide dogs with their handlers, as well as training people online how to better train their service dog. So if any of that interests you, make sure you subscribe to the channel. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about the challenge that I'm setting for myself for the new year. So my goal for next year is to ruck 1,000 miles with my dog. And if you've never heard of rucking or you're interested in challenging yourself in the new year and want to join me, stay tuned. Rucking, you're not alone. I had only heard about it in passing a few years ago from some of my military friends and family. And then it came up again in this book I was reading called The Comfort Crisis. And it gave me an idea of what I wanted to do for a long-term goal over the new year. So what is rucking? Rucking has its base in military training and is essentially walking or hiking with a weighted pack to increase the intensity of your walking exercise. And for me, I was recently told after I blew my ACL 5 years ago and then damaged it again training dogs this year that doing HIIT style workouts is not going to be helpful for my knee long term, and that I need to make sure that I'm doing things like swimming and biking and walking. And since I already walk somewhere between 5 and 9 miles a day typically for work and just my life with my dogs, I thought that adding this extra challenge of doing it weighted will be a big benefit for me cardio-wise and increase the intensity of the activity without doing further damage to my joints. So it seems like a really good option for me. So my goal for this year is I wanted to ruck 1,000 miles with my dog, which sounds like a really huge goal, but when you break it down, it's only about 20 miles a week over 50 weeks, leaving 2 weeks if I needed to take them off for injury or something like that, which breaks down to just under 3 miles a day. Now this is mileage that I'm probably already walking anyway, but now I'm going to do it weighted to increase the intensity of it. So it's a big audacious goal in that I've never done this before, and let me be really clear, I am amateur, so if you have any ideas or tips or anything for rucking that you want to give me, make sure you put them down in the comments below. I will take all of the advice. Like I said, this is something I just came up with a week or so ago as an idea because I wanted to have a long-term goal, and I am very much a go at it 100% and then stop doing a thing type of person. I don't know if anyone can relate, but I've got a butterfly brain that goes all over the place. So I wanted to give myself a challenge of focusing on something over an entire year period. So if you're already walking your dog and you want to increase the challenge of walking with your dog and you want to get involved, make sure you comment below. I'm going to use the hashtag DoggyURuck1000 to track on Instagram my progress and kind of give you some updates over the year to see how we're doing. I'm also thinking that if enough people are interested in doing this, I might do some type of prizes or something like that down the line. So if you're interested, either hit me up on Instagram or down here in the comments, and maybe we'll get a group of people together who are all doing this virtual challenge. We'll see. So I've been watching a lot of videos and reading about rucking, and it seems like there are a ton of benefits that make sense to me because I'm already someone who's hiking and walking daily anyway. And one of the big benefits is that it's either cheap or free, depending on what you have laying around the house. So I already have this backpack, just a little day pack that I hike with sometimes, and it also has a water reserve pocket in the back that I'm going to be using to throw my weights in. So if you have a backpack at home, you can just use that. Now they do make specific equipment for rucking, and I'll put links down below to a couple of the companies that I found, but I like free and cheap, so for the time being, I'll be using what I already have. And I already had some weights from our weightlifting equipment, so I have some Olympic weights that are rubber so that they don't bang together, that are a little bigger that I might use, and then I also have these weights as well. And I went out and did this a couple times this week already, and it went really, really well. I just slid everything into the backpack and was on my way. And it was a really fun way to get out with my dogs and increase the intensity of the exercise. Now, if you don't own weights, you can either buy weights or, alternatively, just fill your backpack up with stuff. Fill a gallon jug of water, throw it in there, or get some pavers. That's a cheap way. Cover them in duct tape so that they don't, crack and get stuff all over your backpack. And that's another way to add weight. But pretty much anything you have laying around the house, cans of beans, you can throw in your backpack. I did read, though, that it'll be more comfortable if you have some more specific weights that aren't going to be jumbling around or making noise in your backpack, which I would find incredibly annoying. So you probably already have a backpack. You probably have stuff that you can shove into the backpack, so you're kind of ready to go. My plan is to start out with around 15 pounds and work up at 5-pound increments over the months as we continue on. I don't want to do a crazy amount, just enough to make it more of a workout, and it'll kind of depend on if I'm doing a hike uphill or if I'm walking on flat, what kind of weight I'm putting in the backpack. Besides already having the equipment, there's a lot of other benefits to rucking. One of them being that it's low impact, which I mentioned before, as well as it being adaptable. I can increase or decrease everything as I need to. So I can increase the incline to make it more difficult. I can walk faster to make it more difficult. I can add or drop weight depending on what my needs are. So it's really flexible as an activity to do. And it's also something that I can multitask with. And I love to multitask. I don't know about you guys, but being able to exercise my dog, exercise myself, and then also listen to a podcast or learn a book or something and learn something new while I'm doing it, that checks all my boxes as an activity I enjoy doing. So multitasking is high on my list of things that I like when I'm talking about being able to get exercise. As I mentioned before, also low cost of entry, which I love, and you get to be outside. Getting outside is good for my mental health. I like doing it every day, and it can also be social. So it's something that you could easily do with a friend who wants to go for a walk. You just add your weighted pack, and now you're going rucking. So it's really nice to be able to do something social or incorporate other people into your exercise activity with your dog. It's also going to allow me to explore new places. As you all know, if you're, a longtime subscriber to this channel, I travel all over the place. Just in the next 3 or 4 months, I'm going to be in Florida, Vermont, St. Louis, Colorado, California. So I'm going to be all over the place in the next few months, but I can do this activity anywhere in all weather. And that's something I enjoy too, is I like going outside even when the weather's bad. It just makes me feel hardy, and it's something that I have to do as a guide dog trainer and instructor anyways. So that component of being able to do it anywhere, explore new environments, and be outside is fantastic. One last benefit that I experienced even in the last week of practicing rucking with my dog is that the weight of the backpack drew my shoulders backwards. And I don't know about you all, but I spend too much time on my computer and on my phone, hunching my shoulders over and, squeezing them in, which is really bad for my posture. So having an activity that's naturally going to draw my shoulders back and down is going to be really helpful for my posture long term, which is good for my health. So those are some of the benefits that I found, both doing some research on it as well as just practicing a little bit with myself. All right, everyone, that's all the benefits I learned about rucking, and I'm excited to experience them all over the next year as I work towards my goal of rucking 1,000 miles with my dog. So if this interests you, and maybe you don't want to do 1,000 miles, but you want to do a mile a week or 2 miles or 3 miles, whatever it is, make sure you comment below, and also use the hashtag on Instagram, hashtag DoggyURuck1000, so I can keep track of those who want to get involved. If we get a couple of people together, then maybe we'll do a virtual Facebook group to keep each other accountable and do some prizes, something like that. So if you're interested, comment below or find me over on Instagram at doggy.u. And make sure you like this video, subscribe, and if you want to support the channel, check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/doggyu, where we do live monthly Q&As to get your questions answered on service dog, pet dog, trick dog, all of that, as well as bonus videos and content over there. So if that interests you, check us out on Patreon. Otherwise, I'm headed out to the trail. You guys have an awesome day and happy training.
Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for our next video. Subscribe now and never miss an episode.
Whip hug. Good.